This is Standing Watch. And now, Evangelist Norbert Link.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to our Standing Watch program. This morning, we heard the reports about suicide attacks near Kabul in Afghanistan. And of course, this only accelerates the total catastrophe and the chaos which we are experiencing over there. Of course, it is not a surprise. But you see, what we are noticing is a fact that over 6,000 Americans, according to some reports even more, are still stuck in Afghanistan. The claim by the Pentagon this week that it's only 1,500 is absolutely misleading. Some say it's even more than 6,000. They want to go out. They can't get out. In addition, more than 20,000 people in Afghanistan are stuck over there, wanting to go out, can't go out. Many of them are those who have collaborated and cooperated with the American army. America's allies, including Germany, Switzerland, Denmark, the Netherlands, also the United Kingdom, have already ended their evacuation efforts. They say, well, we can't do anything about this without the United States. The United States has said prior to the terrorist attack that they will stop all evacuation procedures by August 31. Now, of course, they have already stopped it right now. Europe sees itself as a victim of American arbitrariness and, I might add, despotism. And they don't like it. The politicians don't like it. The people don't like it. In spite of what President Biden said this week, that he has never heard any complaints about any foreign leaders, the opposite is totally clear. The Associated Press wrote on August 25. The United States clashed with some of its closest allies over President Joe Biden's insistence on sticking to an August 31 Afghanistan withdrawal date that will shut down a frantic international evacuation effort from Taliban rule. German Chancellor Angela Merkel told reporters in Berlin, "Without the United States of America, we, the others, cannot continue the evacuation mission." But the interesting thing is they've already stopped it prior to August 31. Now, Bild Online reported on August 24 that the American military expelled 11 international journalists from Kabul, including one Bild Online reporter. Bild stated that the US is afraid of independent critical reporting and wants no witnesses testifying about the shameful situation in Afghanistan, which has been caused by the United States. And so the Washington Post wrote an article on August 20 about the end of the American era and the absolute problematic frustration of European allies. The article said, "Let me speak clearly and bluntly. This is a catastrophe," said Joseph Borrell, the European Union's foreign policy chief. Now, European onlookers are shocked to see the fruits of their labor seemingly vanish in the space of a few harrowing days. Across the pond, a defiant White House has doubled down on its decision-making, showing little contrition for its role in the chaotic scenes unfolding in Kabul. Remind you, this was before the terrorist attacks even. I say this with a heavy heart and with horror over what is happening, but the early withdrawal was a serious and far-reaching miscalculation by the current administration. Norbert Röttgen, chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee in the German Parliament, told Politico. This does fundamental damage to the political and moral credibility of the West. That may include re-evaluating the role of the United States, the article goes on to say. In an essay for The Economist, Stanford University political theorist Francis Fukuyama suggested that the horrors on view in Kabul may mark a major juncture in world history as America turned away from the world. But in truth, he continues, the end of the American era had come much earlier. Yes, in fact, that is true. America has not won a major war since World War II. The Bible tells you so. And America will not win a major war prior to Christ's return. America's glory is gone. America is called the most powerful entity and the most powerful country in the world with the most powerful army. But God has said, I'm going to break down the pride of your power. They are unwilling to do anything with it. And that is exactly what God has prophesied is going to happen. What about Britain? Daily Mail wrote on August 22, Tony Blair has blasted Joe Biden's decision. He's using several terms. I want to summarize it by saying stupid. So he's blasted Joe Biden's stupid decision to withdraw U.S. troops from Taliban-controlled Afghanistan. Relations between Britain and the United States are strained. The Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, has allegedly privately referred to Mr. Biden as Sleepy Joe, the nickname coined by Donald Trump. Mr. Johnson also allegedly remarked Britain would be better off with Trump. Allegations branded categorically untrue by Downing Street. But you know, of course, Boris Johnson has established himself as the proverbial chameleon in the past. The article goes on to say, for Britain, out of Europe and suffering the end of the Afghanistan mission by our greatest ally, with little or no consultation, we have serious reflection to do, said Mr. Blair. We don't see it yet, but we are at risk of relegation to the second division of global powers. It has already happened. Britain's glory is gone for a long time. It's just, as the Bible says, Britain still refuses to accept that fact. Fox News wrote on August 25, Nigel Farage, former Brexit party leader, slammed the Biden administration's Afghanistan blunder Tuesday, arguing the crisis has led his country of Britain feeling betrayed. Farage said, the medium-term problem is the resurgence of international terror. Certainly, if it's a Biden or Harris administration, honestly, there is no way a British Parliament right now would vote for military cooperation with America led by this administration. And that's a very sad thing to say, because since 1917, the UK and America have been side by side in virtually every major conflict. We have been the closest allies in terms of military action, in terms of intelligence sharing, in terms of culture, in terms of business. You couldn't have a better ally in the world, and right at the moment, I am sorry, but there is no way we could enter into another operation with you, he said. And again, the Bible clearly states that ultimately America will be against Britain and vice versa, and they both will be against the state of Israel. All of this is clearly coming to pass. Daily Mail wrote on August 20, Osama bin Laden banned Al-Qaeda from assassinating Joe Biden. This happened in 2010 via a letter which was found, because the Democrat would become an incompetent president and lead the United States into a crisis if jihadists were successful in killing Barack Obama. So bin Laden knew. Many enemies know it today. Allies know it too, and they are extremely worried. And guess what is happening now? More and more voices are being heard, claiming that Europe must have a unified army, independent of the United States, in which they say we cannot trust any longer. And so Express wrote on August 23, Guy Verhofstadt took to Twitter earlier today to say that an EU army is common sense. He wrote, Afghanistan once more shows armies are crucial to the security of our citizens and allies abroad. And then they also wrote this on August 24, anger over the US approach to Afghanistan sparked plans for European Defence Force from EU Foreign Affairs Chief Joseph Borrell this weekend, the one we have quoted earlier. He said Afghanistan could be the wake-up call for Europe. He said the time has come to create a military force that can fight when necessary. That's where we are going. That's what the Bible has been proclaiming all along. Europe will have a very powerful, united army in a few years from now. And of course, this army is not going to be very friendly towards the United States of America or Great Britain or the State of Israel. We have produced a totally new booklet, just came from the printer this week. Evil Empires and Evil People, Wild Beasts of the Bible. This booklet explains to you from the pages of the Bible how God is viewing the empires of this world today. And his evaluation is not very flattering, but it's very real, it's very accurate, it's very true. If you want to know what's going to happen in the very near future, you need a copy of this free booklet. So thank you very much for listening. This is Norbert Link for the Standing Watch program.
Standing Watch is a presentation by The Church of the Eternal God, P.O. Box 270519, San Diego, California 92198. More information is also available at our website, eternalgod.org.